All right, wrapping up here today with some Bant enchantments. So, Bant, for those not familiar, refers to this color combination of green, white, and blue. This build has some interesting things going on in it. So one card that we notably get that's not legal in Standard is we got Satyr Enchanter here. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. So we've got two different things that generate card advantage here. Hot Butter, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We also got Calix, Destiny's Hand here as a way to generate card advantage and be a little bit of interaction in our main deck. And then the blue splash here allows us to have some card selection and card advantage, as well as Hadana's Climb here as an enchantment source to punch through large chunks of damage. So one of the issues with Setessan Champion is that people can stonewall it on the ground, and Hadana's Climb here with Winged Temple is a card that works with our enchantment theme that also works to solve that problem. So we often talk about when you're looking to add colors or something, okay, what problem do you have and how are you solving it? Hadana's Climb lets us break board stalls that could be happening with Champion. So unlike the more all that glitters based enchantments build, this one's a little bit more mid-rangey / controlling, has more card advantage elements to it. So let's go ahead and dive on into a few matches here with this build and see how it goes. I have not looked at all the spoilers from today. Sure. How do you decide between the Exile Enchantments, Binding, Tribunal, Baffling End? Just they all do slightly different things and hedge things in slightly different ways. For example, this one's much worse against aggro. Although with Starfield Mystic, it becomes a lot more bearable. This is only a 2/2. That's super unfortunate. Is it? Well, that's fantastic. Let's start there. Saga's triggering Starfield Mystic's kind of sweet. Now, do I Hadana's Climb and make a 3/3? Or do I go land, make a 1/1? I think I go land, make a 1/1. Maybe I do want 4 of this card. The original submitter had 4 of this, and I trimmed one of them to fit in an extra land. But the 12 sagas with this is actually pretty sweet. You got 2 thumbs and instead to cleave. This guy right here. Okay, so I get to do this, and then this gets to flip over right away? Well then. We're kind of doing it to start. It's exciting. Oh, I should have stacked this in the other order. I should have... Well, I guess we'll name Satyr Enchanter here. And just hold on to one of those. I'm just gonna do this and use my mana to draw a card this turn. I think it's important that I just get those cards in, because this is gonna draw 2 more cards next turn, and then those cards will draw 2 more cards. Big old thunk. Nyx-Fleece Ram sounds wonderful. Aether Gust may or may not be good. Heliod's Intervention is probably decent. Calix and Ixalan's Binding are probably pretty slow at the top end of our curve here. 0 Baffling End might be a mistake in this list. I'm not sure that being all in on Nyx-Fleece Ram is necessarily better than having Baffling End. Yeah, the card advantage from Prophecy seems unnecessary. These two alone. In fact, it might be right to trim some Satyr Enchanters here, too. Just, like, bring in the Banishing Lights. I still have, like, 6... In fact, let's get rid of all of these. I still have Champion and Games to generate card advantage. And, like, this is a threat that generates pseudo card advantage. So I think I like this. It's pretty clean. Sure, I guess. So, Nyx-Fleece Ram here lets me start getting this trigger sooner, but this gets me the 0-4 sooner. I think I want to lead on this, but it could go either way. Definitely could see an argument for leading on Birth here. Getting to block ASAP sounds good, though. Whew! It's a good one. It's a good one. Goodbye, Felicia. It has been a little bit since we've played with Climb. We've got huge tracts of land, chat. Huge tracts of land. Why doesn't the Ram have to... Same reason Grazer doesn't, right? I assume. Because of Dorian? Yeah, that's fair. So, I think I'm taking their Stormfist Crusader at this point. And then I'll put this into play tapped, and then next turn we could go this. Vomit. Probably did here. So, Grafdigger's Cage has the upside of being able to turn off cards like Experimental Frenzy, but I'm not really sure if that's an upside we need. I feel like we're dead. Three mana removal spells versus 1 mana threats. Yeah, and that's why having some number of Baffling End in my deck could be useful. What do the kids say? Is it would we say this hand slaps, chat? Am I using the jargon well? Have I cooled correctly? John Robinson, thanks for the 27 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Huh. So I wanted to get games going here, but I think I just do this now, right? Meh. 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 Fleet on this and see where we go. Hadana's Climb. I kind of want to keep both of these, huh? So I get to chump block here, and then next turn I get to flip climb and play triple games. So we'll shock this in, we'll go games, games, put a counter on here, flip it, play third games. Am I blocking next turn? I don't think so, right? So let's smack him. Pivot. Pivot. And then next turn, I get to dole out 9 1/1 counters and kill them, right? Pump up, the bump up, the wump up, the jam. Pump up, the bump up, the wump up, the jam. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Could you say that this Starfield Mystic slaps, chat? Is that verbiage we could use? The Starfield Mystic is about to slap? Woohoo! Oh, that was great. I mean, even if they had cleave, I could block and not die to it, right? Alright, I'm gonna put the 4th Starfield Mystic back in here, because that was kind of absurd. That was kind of great. I'm gonna cut the 4th Satyr Enchanter. Do I want Baffling End? I don't know. The Nyx-Fleece Rams were okay there. It's worth having a discussion about. It's worth having a discussion about. Is this better than Grafdigger's Cage? Can't cast spells, directed abilities from graveyards. Yeah, that's probably better. I don't know if I want Baffling End. Do I need Banishing Light and Heliod's Intervention and Ixalan's Binding? What if I, like, do this? This is, like, 8-ish cards for aggro that are good. That seems fine. Okay, I think I like that. How many bits to get the foil Mystic? I think these are $10. These are $5. It is $5 to buy a Starfield Mystic. Oh, you gifted some subs earlier today. Thanks. You're great. I'll get you a Starfield Mystic. Wait, what did that just say? Can someone go back and clip it? I clicked it so quickly. Did that just say con? Like, it wasn't an actual word, right? What's the style I'm missing so I can see what that says? What a release-ready piece of software that definitely has efficient regression. And you know what? It's funny, too, because, like, I'm actually streaming from Windows today for the first time in a while, right? I feel like this needs a tweet. I feel like this needs a tweet. MTG Arena with the Freudian slip on spending gems buying borderless cards. Send tweet. Remember, if you want lots of gems like that, you should follow me on Twitter. We did get some sweet shoes, Tyler. Speaking of my Twitter, there's a picture up on my Twitter of me with my Reebok Kinetics. Zig Kineticas. Zig Kinetica. Let's get the product name right. Zig Kinetica. So because I drew this third land already, I'm going to hold on to this for post-champion, I think. I saw that picture. How much corn do you grow? That's literally facing into my backyard, by the way. That picture also highlights the fact that I really need a haircut at the moment. But it is what it is. Wonderful Chris, thank you for that. Wonderful Chris without vowels. Would you like to buy a vowel? Thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Yeah, Christy usually cuts my hair. We just haven't had time to sit down and do it. He just takes my electric shaver and just cuts it short. I'm gonna block here, because I assume they want to stomp this to kill it, so when we pump it up to a 5 here, we should blow that plan out. Old King Cole was a merry old soul indeed. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, I appreciate it. Sick. Whoo, buddy old pal. You love to see it. Actually, Calix is like a hard removal spell with the Omen, right? So I probably just want both of these. Why not hold Omen until after they try to stomp? Because if they pass the turn, they could get me. And I'd prefer to not get got. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the Banishing Light there because I could double 3-mana spell the following turn. Now, because they're missing land drops, I think I am going to block with my champion this turn when they attack, because if they want to trade this plus another Bone Crusher Giant for this champion, I'm pretty okay with that because it eats up their whole turn here.
I will not let the threads of fate unravel any further. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Old King Cole is a merry old soul. Thanks for sharing some generosity. I appreciate the support. Hope you're having a wonderful April wherever you're at. Welcome to our newest members of Hoaglandia. Enjoy the gift of chat. And gift subs are the same as any other subs. So if you're someone that just got a sub gifty, you are welcome to play in our Historic Open on Sunday as well. You'll need to just pop on into the subscriber Discord server, which you have access to, and then sign up on mtgmelee.com. This game's like solidly into garbage time at this point. Sure, why not? I mean, I actually don't think the Gruul deck is, like, too powerful by any stretch of the imagination. I actually think the Gruul deck is a very reasonable deck to have be the best deck in the format.
The stars will light our way.
While the Gruul deck has Embercleave draws that are busted and Burning Tree that can be powerful, I think it's not quite as combo focused as the red deck in Standard. Burning Tree's play pattern leaves a bit to be desired. I agree. Burning Tree Emissary is the one card they've added from the first 2 Historic anthologies that I've not been a fan of. You got him. $34 cards. All right, so no risk of decking at the moment, which is good.
Show me my path.
Let's go. Iroan engage, draw 2. Let's play a game, chat. Oh, I missed lethal. I might have missed lethal. I don't know, it doesn't matter. They're very dead to climb next turn. We're gonna get to stack 9 counters on this. Yeah, let's draw more cards. Yeah, not killing them means I get to have a sick Hadana's climb next turn. Oh no! Not cleave! This Bone Crusher Giant's attacking for 10! It's such an impressive amount of damage! How will I ever compete with the attack for 10, chat? Alright, Prophecy out, Calix out, Satyr out, Nyx-Fleece in, Baffling End in, Aether Gust in, Heliod's Intervention in. It's like relatively clean. I've got one more cut I need to make here. I don't know if I want to cut any games. I think 8 card advantage cards is like the minimum. I also don't really want to cut down sagas because they make Starfield Mystic better by keeping them in. So like, and this is actually a good deck building point here. When I'm looking at my deck as I'm boarded right now, it kind of says to me I might have too many cards for aggro in my sideboard now since adding the Baffling End, so maybe I want to trim something. You know, I just become like green-white enchantments with Climb. What if we did this and like cut down to one of these and went up to 4 Banishing Lights? How do we feel about that? I kind of like it. I think I'm into it. How do you export from Stream Deck or into Arena? Click the little Arena button, and it copies it to your clipboard. And then while it's copied on your clipboard, you click the import button in the Arena deck page. Is Ertropia the blue-green thing that gives something flying? Is that what Ertropia is? Our avatar is Sarah. It's gorgeous. I don't think Ertopia is very good. So there were originally 2 Ertopia in this build, and I think if I wanted more of that effect, I would rather play more Hadana's Climb, because Hadana's Climb is a similar effect that also lends itself to our enchantment sub-theme. One of the things I changed from this initial submission is the initial submission I feel didn't have enough actual enchantments in it, so I pushed up the count a little bit. There's been a bunch of cool spoilers today. They spoiled a 3-color Narset, and they spoiled a new set of ultimatums. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this in Banishing Light here. And then next turn I can Starfield Mystic plus Banishing Light or Starfield Mystic plus Aether Gust. Or I can Starfield Mystic plus Games. This card's been gasoline. This card's been extra sick with Hadana's Climb. Now the question will be, can they kill both my creatures here? If they kill both my creatures, my games get sad, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have been conservative and Banishing Light did their thing. Yeah, probably. That's sad. I sub, but Discord isn't working. How long does that take to sync? I can manually sync it right now for you. It can take up to 2 hours sometimes, but... Alright, should be sunk. Give it a try if you haven't. Yeah, unfortunately here, didn't get any value off of this. That was my mistake. My sequencing there could have been better to try and get more value. Well, it being a little windy, chat. I live in the Midwest, so it's basically always windy. Meh. Meh. Is it an argument to gusting our own games? I don't think so. I don't think our average draw is necessarily better than that. Or necessarily that much worse than that. And like, remember, even though they get to replay this questing beast, this Aether Gust is still 1-for-1ing them. Whereas like, if we do it to ourselves, we're not 1-for-1ing them. We're technically like 1-for-0ing ourselves. Alright, I think I'm just gonna gain 6 here. When I put a beast on top and didn't play a land, we could have gusted elf on their draw step. Ooh, that's a good thought. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I like that. It's very, very similar to just like gusting the beast again in general. I think that's a good suggestion. Feels Magic Man. Can we get Detention Sphere, by the way? Could that be a card that could get printed? It says, this is where the magic happens. Yep. I think I'm happy with how I board it. Let's just run a little bit hotter this time through, huh? I think I'm going to lead on Birth here, so that way I can get games down on 2. Or games down on 3 guaranteed. Even if they kill the 1/1 on the games putting counters on an 0/4 is actually very good in this matchup. We won't draw cards from it, obviously, but just like having a 3/7 is probably great. Block here. They want to stomp their way through this 0/4. I get to make the 1/1 into a 4/4, no problem. So I think if they just pass the turn here. Okay, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then I get to play a second games here. And in response, I get to stack these triggers, so I get to put these counters down before this Saga trigger happens. What are we trying to do with this deck? Kill people with our enchantment cards. Yeah, I just checked that. I have auto order triggered abilities off. Perfect. Sick. Oh gosh. And then this gets to flip. Then I get to do this. The fact that this flips over and gives you an extra mana the turn you play it has been so superb. Well, unfortunately, a 6/10 wall just isn't very good in the face of Questing Beast. So I wanted to set myself up there for multiple things that could get past Questing Beast. This turn's gonna be great. I'm really sorry to hear that, Holy Flab. Nah, this is an I have cleave attack. Maybe I'm supposed to put this in front of here too? Yeah, probably. I think my blocks there were bad. If I play this land, I can Heliod's Intervention, the Ember Cleave, and double this up on defense to block. And then so long as they don't have second Ember Cleave, we're good. Well, they need land second Ember Cleave, right? And then, like, any enchantment gets us going with these. So these trade, but I gain 6, which is great. We are sponsored by Reebok on stream, promoting their new Zig Kinetica line. You can check them out. There's a picture of me with mine up on my twatters. Little bit of wrong half, but still in a good spot thanks to the flipped climb here. Attack me with both. Yeah! Yeah, they missed the onboard trick, chat. They missed the money. It's all about the money, 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 money. Do 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 do. Lemon! Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack with this. I'm just going to keep the climb up on defense here, so if they want to attack with this next turn, we can double this up. I'm not a person fancy enough to really own shoes for specific tasks. I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have my shoes I wear for everywhere, which are now my Kinetica, and then I have a pair of shoes that I wear for, like, doing lawn. Doing lawn work and stuff. Yeah, yard work, exactly. And then a year and a half down the line, the everywhere shoes get demoted. Get demoted to lawn shoes, and you get a new pair of everywhere shoes. Wow, no cleave is absurd. We're running pretty poorly here, but their draw also hasn't been great, so that's been good. I'm just gonna kill him in 2 here. Climb not feeling bad is great. This is just one of my favorite cards in general. I'm kind of excited to have a deck that feels reasonable with it in it. Takes me back, chat. Takes me back. Rip Teamer Climb, right? Whee! Houston, we have liftoff. I mean, we didn't need it, but my opponent wasn't conceding, so I wanted to draw a card before we were done. What? Say what? We're up to Diamond 2, chat. We're up to Diamond 2, chat. We're doing stuff and things. Who wanted Jeff to stop drawing cards? Right? Right. Who wanted that? Here's a question. Are the Satyr Wayfinders bad in this deck? Not the Satyr. The Satyr Enchanters? Is that card not good? Is it possible we should cut that for something else? Like, do we think Satyr is better than... Is Satyr better than Calix? Well, it's less power. It's less board presence too. Vomit. Farming Skulls for it. You people trying to do that fusion are silly. That fusion champ is real medium. The fusion takes so many resources too.
Clothis, show me my path.
Yeah, Razin's real good. Razin's a super reasonable champion. I'm also 2 champions off of that one. At some point I will do it. Having 2 prophecies here and Calix going seems to put us in a pretty reasonable spot here. What about History of Benalia over Enchanter? Ooh! Ooh! Yeah, I don't even know how much we have to change the mana to do that, honestly. I like the idea of... I like the idea of History of Benalia. Did I just cast the card I named with this by mistake? I definitely meant to play the prophecy. Awkward. Well, poop. Yeah, probably just dig furiously here.
This isn't a fight you can win. Stop this. Might be a bad idea.
I'm so glad Field of the Dead is legal in this format.
I've got time.
Definitely, Wargy. Can we use shillings to bump build? Yeah, anything currently in the deck queue can be bumped via shillings. When you reach Shillionaire, can you bump raid? Sure. You know, it's actually commented in the subs Discord server a second ago. I think one of the upsides to having Windows set up too is it gives me a little bit more range on like sponsored segments I can do. Doing the raid segment I had done before, it was a little bit of a pain getting set up overall. But I think I might do some of my raid stuff on stream after I'm done with this deck today. Well, that's just rude.
Let's slow this down.
I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in. I don't think we're 0%, but I'm really not having fun, so let's roll on it. You lost your account. What happened with that? I kind of want to see how we do against a blue-white base deck. This is where like the Satyr Enchanter should be good. So I don't want to just like quit the match, but I think we're far enough out of that game that I'm gonna pack that game in. Banishing Light actually probably isn't very good, because they have like Teferi's and other stuff like that. Let's do this. This does not stop the third chapter on Conqueror's Death. Do you have a deck of the day pick yet? I don't know offhand. Probably Blue-White Spirits. Blue-White Spirits was a pretty good set. Oh! We don't have any Conqueror's Deaths in our 75. Yeah, that's totally what we want. Let's put some Conqueror's Death on the board. Yeah, we definitely want at least a pair of those, I think. I can't wait to regret this. I think I would be very surprised if there's not something competitive with Cycling Turtle. Oh, you were playing without an account and then logged in with your PC account. Yeah, that'll do it. Weird. I wonder, it's weird they didn't have anything on the back end they could recover for you. Yeah, history in the main. History sounds really sweet. History's a card that's like decent against aggro, but also decent against control. Seems super fine. Will Tail's End be good in the cycle meta? I'd kind of be surprised if that's the case. Are you having fun yet, chat? Magic's fun! Found your thing.
Let's try this.
Wargy for Teamer Krugafires and for Jeskai Krugafires. I'll send you a list. Sounds great. I appreciate it. I think I'm in for both of these, right?
Here we go. I won't hide from the want me if you need to take a time out.
Yeah, I think the company that makes Raid is like based out of Russia or somewhere, and some of their support people definitely don't seem to have English as their primary language.
Don't worry, I got this.
Let us have a story that
Alright, I'm pretty off this match. Let's change out a couple of cards here. This one's a free roll anyways. Alright, so Enchanter's been kind of whatever. I want to try History of Benalia. Wiki says Israel. Okay. Maybe they just have a big player base out of Russia. I kind of felt like I had like one too many cards against aggro. I'm going to try my Nyx-Fleece Ram. If I'm going to put Conqueror's Death on the board, I probably don't need 4 Banishing Lights. Honestly, I think I'd rather have the 4th History than the 4th Prophecy. History seems sweet. No, I think the mana is fine. We have a pretty high white source count, and Birth gives us a higher virtual count. So like Birth makes it easier to hit white consistently. I don't think Meddling Mage is very good against control for sweepers for a couple of reasons. The first being that there's a couple of different sweepers that they can be playing. There's Shatter, there's Kaya's Wrath, there's Time Wipe, there's the Giant card. The second reason it tends to not be very good is the fact that the second reason it tends to not be very good is the fact that they have things like Teferi and spot removal that just get rid of it before they sweep you. How many times have we faced Gruul today? A lot. Gruul is the most popular archetype in this format, and it's not close. I also don't think the Gruul deck is that impressive. Like, every time we've played Gruul, the results have been, yeah, I guess it's fine, basically.
God of fate. Of this, my world continues. Return to your place, interloper.
I think in general, rather than trying to play something like Meddling Mage, you'd rather just play cards. Rather than playing something like Meddling Mage, you'd rather just play more cards that allow you to recover post-sweeper. Might be a little bit slow here on the draw since they had double Questing Beast. Super dead to this Ember Cleave, unfortunately. Yeah, the pause after the attacks is like, yep, here it comes. Need to cut one thing here. Probably don't need 2 climbs in this matchup. History should actually be pretty reasonable here. Sure. Sure. Missing green might be a reason to mulligan this. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. JK. LOL. It's 10% luck, 15% skill, 30% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Hit me. Do 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 do. And I'm about to break. I'm about to down to 16, up to 19. To the Shadow Realm with you. To the Shadow Realm. Wait. Why did my graphics auto default? You know, I thought the colors looked a little washed out. Saying to the Shadow Realm made me think of what Ultra looks like. Like, my computer has a 1080 GTX and like 32 gigs of RAM. Why did it default to low for the graphics settings? I mean, that's definitely an arena thing. Like, to crap on Windows when crapping on Windows is due, like... Oh, actually, you know what? I think I should probably wait to play that second one in case I draw an Enchantments Matters card. The extra 04 is not super relevant here at the moment. Okay, makes me happy I have another 04 coming. Defense. Defense. Alright, so current board states, my opponent literally hits us for nothing every turn. They get through for 1 in combat, Nyx-Fleece Ram gives 1 back. Births are going to crank us back up to 20 next turn. Ooh, chat. They're hitting us for 1 damage every turn cycle. It's exciting. It's exciting. Oh, what a tilter. What a tilter. One turn off of getting those. You have GTX 1080 Ti and just checked that Arena was set to low for you too. Yep. It's a feature. Yikes. Alright, well they gave us the elf for free at least. We're taking 7 here. Meh. What a silly game. Seal Away is very bad versus Girl. Baffling. If you want a 2-mana piece of white removal, Baffling End is the best one in Historic at the moment. Until we get Deck in Stone, Baffling End is the droid you're looking for. Ooh. We'll move it. Yes, we'll move it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Thank you for the 3 months. We'll move it. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I think I need to hold on to this in the event they draw Cleave for now. It's an okay draw, I guess. These don't block Questing Beast, unfortunately. I think Winds of Abandon would be too good for the format. Probably. I feel like the format's slow enough that that's probably a little too pushed. Perfect. Glass Casket. So the problem with Glass Casket is that Glass Casket gives them back the creature you took away from them, whereas Baffling End gives them a 3/3. And on average, the 3/3 is gonna be worse than their creature that you're taking with the removal. Not in all cases, obviously, but in a lot of instances. Especially considering, like, Kroxa and Uro see some amount to play in this format. Oh, where are the enchantments at, chat? Where are the enchantments at? Yes, Deccan Stone would be a great white piece of removal for keeping up with Field of the Dead, is exactly correct. Wow, those blocks are defensive. I'd love to see it. So we're gaining 5 a turn cycle. They're dealing 4 per turn cycle. Hey, no worries, Reyes. Hope you're staying safe out there. Thanks for the support. Yeah, we're netting a life per turn cycle, and they're losing 3, which puts us ahead here. You know what's really funny, actually? We could technically ban it, Heliod's Intervention, our own things here, to, like, give this 2 extra counters. Is a thing that could happen. Yes, I also have an incredible amount of life gain in hand, is correct. Could also block with Nyx-Fleece Ram. You want me to block Questing Beast with Nyx-Fleece Ram? I know there's a small book in his text box, but I'd encourage you to get familiar with it. Which mutating questions should head a chapter asking the real questions. I mean, I guess we play all of these out, right? Because it's just King Giannis Infinite here if we want. Oh no! Not my Nyx-Fleece Ram. How will I ever win the game now, opponent? You've destroyed my Nyx-Fleece Ram. We've got some tracks of land, chat. We've got some tracks of land. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 untapped lands here. So we'll just like gain a casual 16. No, they left the elf up, so they're just activating castle. Hey, Zevawise, thank you for the 3/4 of your support. Welcome back. Why not block the other Ram? Because they have castle up. Don't know about you, but I'm feeling 32. Alright, gotta fade one brick here. Gotta fade one brick. Yeah, they had elf up. They had elf plus castle plus 2 lands. Even if they draw a cleave here, we're still not dead, right? So you see this not be a removal spell. Dealerino. When your attack for 16 only, when your attack for 18 only puts them to 14. Crunch. Flying is busted, chat. Flying is busted. Dear WotC, please nerf flying. Dear WotC, please nerf flying. I think I'm happy with how we board it. Let's run it back. Just to be clear, because I just blocked another idiot on my timeline, because people are idiots. If you tweet anything at me about you can't vote for Joe Biden or Biden's as bad as Trump, I'm just gonna block you. I just don't have time to engage with people who are that disconnected from reality and have that much privilege in their lives when, like, there's just so much at stake. I don't have it in me anymore. I just can't do it. History's been sweet so far. Seems very reasonable in this matchup. I kind of forgot this was a card. This, like, wasn't a card people have really been playing. Do I block? If I block, I get stomped? Alright, I'm not gonna get stomped. Thanks, Night Stars. Felt like this attack was a blow up history, huh? Just get this down. Hope for the best. Have a lava coil. Collision. Oh gosh, that wasn't even a card on my radar, huh? That one is gas. Yeah, it's been a while, huh? That card's super playable. The Mardu ultimatum is incredibly rude. It is incredibly rude. I'm double blocking the Thrashing Brontodon in the event that they have a Collision Colossus here. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to be able to keep up with this card. I don't have any quick way to close the game out, and like all my best sources of card advantage in this deck are things that require other enchantments to go along with them. And like they just have like such a quick clock with everything they have. Yeah, I'm gonna back this one in and try one more. Yeah, the Rams are, like, kind of neutral against the Clothis, but, like, the Questing Beast is also beating us down. Yeah, I do too, Marty. Both history and climb are like Pleasant Blast from the past. If this hand finds a shock land on its first draw step, it's absurd. And if it finds any untapped land by turn 2, it's pretty reasonable too. Even a shock land on the second draw, we like shock it in, have a spell. It might be a little bit too slow on the draw. So I get to play Starfield on 2 here, and then go Birth History on 3. Sounds great. Okay, and now do I Starfield plus Birth, or do I just get the champion down? I think I just want to get the champion down. I got excited for a minute, like maybe they weren't going to kill my thing. Oh, they're not going to kill my thing. That's so good for us. Yeah, down to 9. Oh, that's good. Donnie Lurch, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. Missing blue mana at the moment here. Okay. All right. We're cooking with gas. Want to grab the planes before we draw cards, that way we don't risk drawing the planes. Hey, here's some information. Glad to have you here. Stay safe out there. First real sub I made with my Twitch Prime, not counting the ones that got used when I was hacked. These attacks just mean cleave, right? And I have to block, otherwise I'm dead. Would I rather block with champion? These could just mean Bone Crusher Giant, like they could just be stomping here. I think we're dead to cleave either way here. Wow, it's just a stop. Okay, that's good for us. Sick. Starfield Mystic is going to get to pop up to a 4/4 next turn. That's still not a big deal. We're still okay here. I don't think I want Prophecy, but Calix I can play with Banishing Light next turn and exile 2 things, yeah. So we're going to gain back up to 6 here, which is nice. We'll get to put 3 counters on this. This will also become a 4/4. We're kind of getting big enough with enough blockers here that we're not even just dead to cleave, which is great. It's a good spot to be in. Iroan Games is going to pop off next turn.
Will not let the threads of fate unravel any further.
I'm not going to play around main deck enchantment removal, so I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket here. if this was post-board, I think I would split them up on the Omen of the Sea and just plan to never use the Scry. But I think because it's game 1, it's fine to tuck both of these under the same Banishing Light here. Post-board, I expect them to have something like Cinder Vines or Thrashing Marathon or something. Why not attack there? Because I feel like I'm really far ahead. These trigger stacking like this is also great. And I feel like the way I lose this game is by getting too aggressive. Whew. That's a good one.
Patterned future appears before me.
Woo! Oh, you love to see it. Yeah, the Archon of Sun's Grace is going to take the door and slam it shut here, I think. It's probably over even before that, but that'll be the extra nudge over the edge, I think. Okay, here's some reflection. In the previous games in this matchup, I've been bringing in the Heliod's intervention, trimming the Omen of the Seas. Is that going too low on enchantments? It's putting me down to 21 enchantments. That might be too few enchantments, huh? Which also brings me to the question, like, is this a card I actually want in my sideboard? I think there's a chance it might not be. Yeah, I feel like in the post-board games we've struggled to hit our enchantments a little consistently. Omen also, cutting Omen also, like, gets rid of some of our smoothing a little bit. Sure. Deck of the day so far. This one's been a good set. This and Spirits were both good. It's actually kind of close. I felt like we've had some good games with this one too. No turn 1 play, no turn 2 play. Alright, sign me up. In. Man, I feel like it's been a while since we've given someone a thorough history lesson, chat. But anybody else feel that way? And I think even though I drew the green source here, I'd rather just curve history. Let's like go history into tapped land history. History is bound to repeat itself. Sure. I think I can just race here. Unless they have something like Flame Sweep in their deck. Yeah, Gruul aggro is definitely the #1 deck in this format. It's more popular than even it's more popular than even things like Field of the, in my experience. So we're dead to Questing Beast because I can't block Questing Beast. If they don't have it, they're probably dead. I think I'm happy with the lines I took this game. Yeah, huh. I kind of, like, obviously it didn't come up there, but I kind of think I might have been boarding down too many enchantments in that matchup. It felt super reasonable. I like, this is actually, so, we've played a lot of enchantment decks in Standard, and Starfield Mystic has never been impressive to me in any of the decks that I've played it in, and people keep submitting decks with it. This deck, Starfield Mystic, felt impressive. Having 15 sagas really kind of took this card and felt like it pushed it up over that playable hump. Like, not only are we able to leverage the fact that it makes our enchantments cheaper in spots that are reasonable, but I really like the fact that we were able to make this a real threat as well because of our various sagas. Now, what are some thoughts I have on this in closing? I feel like Prophecy was pretty underwhelming. I kind of feel like the setup required for this is not quite worth the effort it takes to go through. I kind of want to adjust the curve of the deck a little bit. It looks a little bit awkward. I kind of feel like I want to do this. What if we did this with the main deck? So I'm trimming one saga, but adding a different one here. I kind of like the look of this. The curve is a little bit more appealing as well. It's 15, 14, 4, 2. Maybe leave like one Heliod's Intervention in here and leave one Elspeth Conquers Death in here. Yeah, there's a little bit more Teferi in Standard 2, which makes this a little bit worse. Kind of like the idea of this. Looks pretty appealing. I've got 3 slots left over in my sideboard here still. Should go up on white mana. No, I don't think so. We have plenty of white mana. Yeah, there's 18 white sources here, and Birth grabs us more white sources. So like we have 22 virtual white sources as far as. We have 22 virtual white sources. This is super castable. The control matchup felt hard. What can we do to address that? The Nexus matchup probably isn't stellar either, as is. What if we just like put a bunch of vetoes in the sideboard? Is that somewhat reasonable? I don't know that Destiny Spinner's actually good. Destiny Spinner just gets like tempoed to hell and back. Yeah, Veto or Teferi could be good. I don't mind Teferi. Actually, Teferi's really sweet with Iroan games because Teferi can bounce this after it draws 2 cards and then let you do it again, right? And he can bounce History before it pumps to make 2 more nights. Yeah, three Teferi in the sideboard sounds like a reasonable round out. Well, I cut Prophecy. Yeah, I like the idea of that. That's a reasonable suggestion too, honestly. Do you just like play Questing Beast? This card might not be necessary. I like that idea. Like just killing the control deck's a decent suggestion. I like that. So like looking at the sideboard plans here, against control, I would want to bring in 3 Teferi, 2 Questing Beast, a Calix, and a Conqueror's Death. So that's 7 cards. And I want to cut... Honestly, we probably just cut, like, the 3 Baffling Ends and the 4 Births, right? Or, like, 3 Baffling Ends, 2 Births, and 2 Sun's Grace. Like, just a good sideboarding lesson. It's been a little while since we did this. One of the ways to think about your board plans, you see I cloned the deck here. So to think about it here, so, like, I just don't want to cut them out of the deck. So to think about board plans... Doing something like this where you clone the deck and then look at what your deck looks like once you're sideboarded can often be helpful in terms of considering what exactly you want to be doing. So, like, is this a reasonable deck against control? It could be. It could also be one thing that we used to do before too that might be right is Hadana's Climb actually isn't that good against control because you want your cards to be kind of more individually powerful. So hitting our land drops consistently there might be right as well. It could also be right to just like leave the Archons of Sun's Grace in to maximize our threat density. And like here's the thing where you can look at like there's only 17 enchantments in my deck right now, so that could be something to think about, right? So like against control, I don't want my enchantment count to be too low. That could indicate maybe instead of the third Calix in the sideboard, I'd rather have a fourth Conqueror's Death. So we can keep my enchantment count high. So I don't think you can put a White Castle in here because you need planes with Birth. Three planes with 4 births is already kind of on the low side, I think. So I think where I'd end up at after looking at that board plan, I'd cut this Calix and I'd put a 4th Conqueror's Death in here, and I think I'd start here if we were to play this again. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this to the Stream Decker so that way people who want it can have easy access to import it if you want to poke around yourself. If you're someone who's still looking for a deck for the Open on Sunday, this one seems like it could have some potential if you worked on it a little bit more. All right, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. I really appreciate